Keep that to yourself, y'all, and make a business out of it. And thank us later. What's going on, bosses? My name is Kat.
And I'm Josiah.
And this is
Boss Up With Us, the channel that's all about personal development, finance, and entrepreneurship for individuals, groups, and couples like ourselves.
On today's episode, we are going to list 4 businesses that you can start with your partner.
So last week we discussed when is the right time to start making financial decisions with your partner, and we found that it would be fitting to follow up that episode by providing a list of businesses that you can start with your partner. Obviously, me and Kat are in business together. We've told you guys that that's basically like the premise to this whole channel, to this whole movement, to this whole brand. And so we just wanted to provide some more ideas that you guys can utilize within your own relationships. You can do these businesses by yourself if you want. Obviously, you can do it with your partner, or you can do it with a friend or family member, whichever one you want to do.
So when creating this list, Josiah and I wanted to make sure that we provided you guys with ideas that were practical. We didn't want to come on here and say, hey, go open up a hotel franchise or, your own restaurant. We wanted to give you guys a list of businesses that you could easily start at home using, your laptop or any other certain skill sets that you may utilize on a day-to-day basis. So before we go ahead and jump into today's episode, of course, we want to do our midweek wrap up. All right, so I'll let Josiah go ahead and discuss some of the things that he was able to accomplish this week. Got some good news. Come on. Come on, bosses.
As we explained in the last episode, the start of July marks the start of the second half of the year. So we were just making sure that things were in order and just kind of doubling down on our goals. So I was actually able to secure another vending machine location for my vending machine business. We have a couple more options that we're looking into and looking to close in on before the month is over, before this week is over actually. So I'll be following up and making sure that things go according to plan with that. In addition to the vending machine business, obviously we can't forget about the online reselling business that we tell you guys about all the time. Me and Kat, we had spent some time listing some of our new items that we have that we wanted to sell. And aside from that, it's just a lot of planning that we had to do this past week to make sure that we have a plan and we have a vision for Boss Up With Us, for our online reselling business, for my vending machine business, for everything that we do. And so in addition to all of the business stuff that we did, we had a pretty eventful holiday weekend. A couple of our friends celebrated birthdays, and so we were able to celebrate with them. The world is opening up again, so we took our chances and went out and we were eating.
Safely.
Yeah.
Safely. Yeah.
We took our chances and we went out and, just enjoyed spending time with, the people that we...
Our friends, yeah, we haven't
enjoyed spending
been able to
time
see them
with.
in a while, so it was good to, spend some time with them. Still kept everything small, of course, but we had a good time.
Yeah, it was a long weekend. I'm not sure if you could tell. I hope you can't tell, but it is hot.
Yeah.
We were just kind of burnt out. There was just a lot going on, but we wanted to make sure that we keep up with our promise of providing these episodes on a weekly basis. So that's what brings us here still, and we'll make sure that we continue to follow through on that.
Get things done no matter what.
Yeah.
Every Wednesday at 7 p.m.
So I guess we could start. We can jump into our list now. As we told you guys, we're going to be providing a list of 4 businesses that you can start with your partner. We want to make it so the ideas that we're putting out there, you guys can, get to work on immediately. A lot of times people are concerned that they can't start a business because they're concerned about the cost, or they're concerned about how much they'll have to put into it. So we were mindful of that when we created this list.
So the first business on our list is Ecommerce.
Again, me and Kat talk about our online reselling business all the time. E-commerce is pretty broad. It can mean you're selling a product online. It can mean you're selling a service online. You could be selling a digital product online. You could be selling a digital service online. E-commerce businesses, you can get started by using different platforms like Shopify or Amazon or eBay or even Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace, Poshmark, Mercari. So you can go the route of buying and selling products like me and Kat are doing right now, or you can go the route of creating your own products and selling them through your own personal websites. And
what would be some products, for example, maybe like an ebook?
it could be an ebook, it could be you can have a clothing line, you could be buying and selling toys, you could be buying and selling baby products. You can sell anything. The thing with e-commerce, and if you're doing it with your partner or whoever you're doing it with, you want to make sure that you guys are kind of interested in the things that you are selling. Sometimes it's going to be random items that you go out and sell, but sometimes in order for some people to stay passionate about the things that they're selling within their business, they want to have a personal connection to it.
If you're somebody that's trying to buy and resell sneakers and you don't know anything about them, like, I don't know, Jordan's got 3, 6, 9, 12, whatever. Yeah. You don't even know like the names of which ones. It's like, you know, you might set yourself up too.
It all depends. You have a ton of different options. You can research a ton of different things, or you could just think about the things that you like yourself or that you and your partner like together, and come together and put that product out or put that service out and make a ton of money off of it.
So number 2 on our list is event planning. Parties, Mr. Party Promoter over here knows a lot about that. But you could be somebody that really enjoys like organizing, you know, get-togethers for your friend's birthday or baby showers or bridal showers. And that's something that you know, you're that go-to person in the group where everybody's like, hey Kat, you know, we want to plan this get together for, you know, so-and-so's birthday, do you mind? And you enjoy it. So that's a skill set that you have, but you can really turn that into a business.
Yeah, with event planning, there's a ton of different types of events that you can plan. Again, as I was saying with e-commerce, you want to make sure that you and your partner are both passionate about whatever type of planning it is that you're doing. And if one person in the relationship isn't necessarily as interested as the other, there may still be a way for them to bring value into the business. So one person might be good at planning, one person might be good at executing.
So there's, like Josiah said, there's certain skill sets that one person is able to provide or is stronger at than the other. So you have one person that's probably really good at decorations and DIY projects and color schemes and literally putting things together in the whole vision for the aesthetics, while the other person is good at numbers and keeping books and things of that nature. So you're still able to bring value to the overall
big picture
itself.
And that brings us to number 3 on our list, which is consulting. When thinking about couples and consulting, the first thing that comes to mind when me and Kat were talking about it, you have people that may have been married or may have been in a relationship for a really long time, and
the first question people always ask is, how did you do it?
Exactly.
When you meet somebody that's been married for like 50 years, people always, how did you make it work for 50 years? Keep that to yourself, y'all, and make a business out of it. And thank us later.
With consulting, I think we explained a little bit of consulting in a prior episode. So a lot of people feel like in order to be a consultant, you have to be a therapist, which means that you had to have gone to school for many years and acquired a degree.
And then a license maybe.
And a license or some type of certification. But that's not necessarily true, especially not in these times. If you have a skill that you're very skilled at, or you have a lot of knowledge on a particular topic, then you can make a business out of consulting. You can charge people to actually come and talk to you for your expertise on whatever topic or subject it may be. For example, the other day, this past week actually, I had a consulting call with somebody that had seen that I had a vending machine business. What they did was they reached out and they were like, hey, you know, I see what you're doing. Can we like arrange a call and maybe you can tell me how I can get started in trying to start the business on for myself. And you know, I took about 15-20 minutes out of my day and I got on the phone and I had a conversation with this guy who I never met before. I never came into contact with him prior to this, but he saw the things that I was doing.
So the last business on our list is starting a media company. So what does that mean?
So one of my favorite entrepreneur influencers that I follow on social media platforms, there was something that he said that really stuck with me. And it was that all modern businesses should be treated as if they're a media company. And what he was really getting at there is that we should all be utilizing social media in order to promote ourselves and promote our businesses. I've read a couple books on this and I see it every day. There's people out there that we see on social media that we're like, hey, this person is famous, but what did they really do? How did they become famous? All they're doing is living their life. It's a crazy time that we live in, but it's actually a great time that we live in because it presents so much opportunity to us. There's people that are literally monetizing their lifestyle. And if you're on YouTube, often like Kat is, then you see that there's plenty of couples that are out there that are actually monetizing their relationship. Now, we're not suggesting that you just start putting all of your business out there for the sake of money. We're not telling you to sell your soul. If you feel like your life is exciting and you feel like your life is interesting, you and your partner do a lot of traveling, or you do a lot of
cooking together.
What else? All it would really entail is creating content and building a following to a point where you're offered endorsements, or maybe you start offering your own services, or people are paying you to promote their business on your social media profile.
So creating a media company is essentially creating a platform for yourself and or your partner. All right, you guys, so that concludes our list of 4 businesses that you can start with your partner. And as you guys are already aware, Josiah and I are business partners, and we'll probably incorporate some of these businesses listed today into our Boss Up With Us brand. So make sure that you guys continue to tune in. And before this episode is over, please make sure that you guys hit the subscribe button below, turn your notifications on so you can get reminded at every Wednesday at 7 p.m. when we drop a new episode as part of our midweek motivation series. And until then, keep growing, keep glowing, and keep bossing up. We'll see you next week.
Boss